Well, it's time for live TV, folks. It does happen. Time to make a malt liquor video. Oaktown Hellbilly, aka Mr. Met 40 ounce, back again with another one. My King Cobra premium malt liquor straight off the dangerous streets of Stockton, California. In order for me to bring you this high quality, authentic malt liquor entertainment production tonight, let's get into this. Final haul of malt liquor, ladies and gentlemen. Final haul of malt liquor. I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes, but I'm not making no fucking promises. Malt liquor. Shout out to Mr. Renner 009, the motherfucking Mark Messier of malt liquor, ladies and gentlemen.
I told you so. Why did you believe them?
Delicious. Malt liquor. Shout out to Loot Bag Larry, of course.
You looked away. You asked for this.
That's fucking delicious. Absolutely refreshing and fucking delicious. Brewed and packaged by hardworking, patriotic fucking Americans, and you need to support that.
It's the future you chose. We're trapped in the belly of this horrible mission.
So I have a couple today that I bought a while ago. I just might have forgot to showcase them. On one of them, I'm not 100% certain if I did or not, but either way, it's still gonna get fucking presented because that's how we roll around here. It's live TV. Mistakes happen. You gotta roll with the punches. Malt liquor.
You could have prevented this.
Delicious. Get the barcode out on that one. See, the label didn't print perfectly. Sometimes you get them as the opening of the can and the label's perfectly facing the camera. This one is not like that. So you got half the barcode, half the label. It does happen. Malt liquor. Manufactured by unionized fucking professionals. Alright, so without further ado, trying to keep it under 10, but like I said, I'm not making any fucking guarantees here. And we gotta listen to ads. Gotta love it. Fuck you. Fucked up the website. Alright. Alright, first up, from Econo Jam Records, a couple of months ago. Miles Davis kind of blew the greatest jazz album that's ever been made. I have a lot of jazz in my collection. I got a lot of Thelonious Monk, I have a lot of John Coltrane, I have a few other Miles Davis albums and stuff. Nothing really can hold a candle to this. And I already have a copy. I have the mono version, which is right here. And this gets heavy rotation. This is played at least twice a week. So you know how it is. You gotta have a backup copy in case something happens or whatever. You don't want to wear out your records. This is the 180 gram deluxe gatefold edition, and for $18 you can't really beat that. It's a good price. Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. Econo Jam Records, Oakland, California. Malt liquor. Got a beautiful label there. Up next we have of sorts. I would call it scum rock more than anything else. A punk album. It's a compilation album. One of the most disgusting people that ever walked this earth that was a performer, I would have to say, is GiGi Allen. Hated in the nation. This is the Aurora cassette that was pressed on CD in '98, I'm wanting to say. The original cassette, I think, came out in the 80s, late 80s probably. They pressed it on CD in '98. They got a vinyl pressing, I think, a year later. This is a repress. I'm not even sure. I got it off of Discogs a few months ago, and I was listening to it. You know, this is just one of those things that, if you're into punk like I am, you got to have one of these in your collection. This is probably the easiest one to listen to. As he went later on in his career, it got a lot darker and a lot more difficult. It's unlistenable for the most part. That shit that he did with the Murder Junkies and everything else. This is from, a lot of these songs were written in the late 70s, early 80s, and most of these performances are from the early to mid 80s, before he had completely gone off the deep end, you know. I'm not going to talk about the stuff that he did on this malt liquor masterpiece tonight, but you can easily Google him. You can watch some of his live performances on YouTube, censored of course, because we all know how YouTube loves censorship, those motherfuckers. That's how it is. This is an Oaktown Hellbilly exclusive. Censorship, political correctness, and prohibition is for suckers. I've said it many times. If you are offended by any word in any language, your parents did a fucking shitty job with you, and that's a fact, Jack. Malt liquor. Up next, also from Econo Jam via Instagram, last week, every night at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, with the exception of Friday and Saturday, so 5 nights a week, Econo Jam Records puts out what they have for sale, and you can reserve it. You can go into the shop and pick it up, which I've done many times, or you can PayPal them and they'll ship it directly to you. This one I decided to have it shipped to me, because gas is expensive right now, and to go down to Oakland all the way back up to Stockton is a pain in the ass sometimes with the traffic. I just didn't feel like fucking with it yesterday, so I just had them ship it to me. Charlie Mingus, Tijuana Moods. Originally recorded in '58 and pressed on vinyl for the first time in 1962. This is a jazz album, and it's great, and it really captures, Tijuana in that time frame and the type of music that was going on in that time frame. It was, the country, everything was different then. You're talking, that's almost 60 years ago. And I frequent Tijuana a lot. We all know where I go. I go to the Adelita Bar, the Chicago Club, and the Hong Kong Club, ladies and gentlemen. We all know what goes on in those places. Malt Liquor. Shout out to 209 J. Jones and Malt Liquor referee. Cause at 25. Lowell fucking 420. Loot Bag Larry. And Pro Wrestling Guy, the motherfucking Northern California contingent. So here we go with that, all right? Charlie Mingus, Tijuana Moods. And I got this. This is on delicious red vinyl. Let's showcase that vinyl if I can get it out right quick. Oh yeah, look at that shit. Beautiful. Delicious fucking red vinyl. Delicious! Not fucking standing. This is a year 2000 pressing, and it was $16 at Econo Jam Records in Oakland, California, and it was shipped directly to me for another $4. So there it is. And now we're gonna get into the crux of what this one is all about. I have the most talking to do about this one. We're probably gonna go over 10 minutes. So go settle in, get yourself a 40 ounce of malt liquor, some fucking fresh snacks, and sit back and enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to entertain the masses. That's what we do here. Malt liquor.
Working in the communities where
Fuck you.
our technicians are not
Scumbag.
ambassadors for parts.
Fuck out of here. Let's set the tone. We will set the tone. This is also for Loot Bag Larry. Don't forget the chaos. And the legendary Humpy 72. Shout out to Florida 32 ounce as well. Both vinyl aficionados. Humpy 72 did a DJ video a while back. Check out his channel. 25 to life. Friendship, loyalty, commitment. This right here. This is a New York hardcore masterpiece. Now, whatever your thoughts on Rick to Life are, whatever. Some people really like him, some people don't like him. Right now, he did manage. I don't know exactly what happened with all that, but he did manage to alienate and aggravate an awful lot of people about 10 years ago or 15 years ago. So everybody's upset with him right now. But you cannot take away the fact that he did put out some great music in the early and mid and late 90s. This was released in July of '99. It was not on my radar at that time frame. I was living in Germany, and I hadn't been to a hardcore show since December of '98 in Connecticut, and here we are halfway through '99, and it was only punk rock shows that I was going to in Germany, because a lot of the hardcore they did was way out of the way from where I was living at the time. And this was not on my radar. Fast forward to December of '99, when I went home on my Christmas leave. I was in the Army at the time, and I went home on my Christmas vacation. At the L&G Club, in the same night, you had Snapcase was the headline, Scarhead from fucking New York, that's Lord Ezak and them, and then 25 to Life was, and all three bands, everybody went fucking completely psycho in the pit. It was insane. And seeing them live, it was really an eye-opening experience. That night, I went to the merchandise table, I bought a t-shirt, and I bought the CD right there, as soon as they were done performing. And I talked to Rick for a few minutes, and he was cool, whatever. And then I went to my car, I put it in the car, and then we went and saw Scarhead and Snapcase. So those three bands in the same night, and they're great. All three are headliners in their own rights, but at that time it was a little bit different. These songs were written in the early, mid, and late 1990s. You have, there's a Warzone cover on there, As One. Shout out to Rabies. Raymond Barbieri, ladies and gentlemen, fuck cancer. Look. But it is what it is. And either way, he put out some great stuff. He's got a couple other albums with 25 to Life. He had another band called Come and Correct. None of Come and Correct stuff has been pressed on vinyl. But 25 to Life had an EP. I cannot fucking for the life of me think of the name of it right now. It'll come to me at some point, I'm sure. But, you know, this album really was heavy. It spoke to me in ways that nothing else really did at the time. And when I was in the Iraq War, in my first tour in the Iraq War, you know, I listened to that album a lot of heavy fucking like hardcore, metal, like fucking Slayer, Pantera, 25 to Life, Scarhead, all that fucking thugcore shit, Blood for Blood and everything else, and a lot of angry punk rock because I was in Iraq. What do you expect? That's what we did. And I listened to that shit a lot, just about every day. So that touched me in ways. Both tours, by the way, both tours I was in Iraq. 25 to Life was a big part of it. And a lot of my Army buddies, you know, they weren't really into that kind of shit, but I got a few of them into it, you know, just by them sitting there and it's like, I want to listen to something different on board. What do you got? What CDs you got? And that's how it went. But they were a great live band at the time, and Friendship, Loyalty, Commitment is a great album. I got this off of Discogs. It was $22 plus shipping. It was advertised as VG plus, but I think it's more near mint. The disc is perfect. No bouncing, no fucking. I don't think it's been played more than 10 times. No skips, none of that bullshit. And finally, last but not least, Ghostface Killer's debut solo album, Ghostface Killer Ironman, featuring Raekwon the Chef and Capadonna. A masterpiece. This is a repress. An original is expensive as fuck if you can find one. They didn't press that many of them back in '96. This came out in '96. This was after Only Built for Cuban Links, which I got a copy of that, of course. This was I want to say the third, because you had Tikal was 94, Only Built for Cuban Links was 95, Liquid Swords was 95. This is the fourth one of the solo debut albums for those guys. Ghostface, there's not a bad one on there. Every single one is a fucking certified woo banger, and that's just the way it goes. Malt liquor. Malt liquor label out. We'll do that again. Shout out to Shady, by the way. And Scumbag Supreme, you know. I know you're not into vinyl, guy, but I'm trying to plant those seeds. That's with all of you. Florida 32 ounce, vinyl showcase, Malt Liquor video, time 2. Humpy 72, vinyl showcase, Malt Liquor video. I know you've already done it a million times, but it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna fucking say it anyway, Malt Liquor. I'm trying to build a metal collection, but it's mostly like more mainstream metal bands like Pantera, Slayer, fucking, you know, Slipknot. Slipknot would be, oh, the Mr. Med, that's new metal. I love that shit. Or you got some of these guys, oh, well, Mr. Med, that fucking New York hardcore and Connecticut hardcore shit that you listen to, that doesn't sound as good as metal. Well, no shit, Sherlock, that's the fucking point of it. You know, you like what you like, right? You can't make somebody like something they don't like it. That's the way it goes. Malt liquor. We're probably like 15 or 16 minutes at this point anyway. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Now, of course, when I play Ghostface Killer Ironman for the first time, I haven't opened it yet. It'll be on that Wu-Tang Clan slip mat. I've already listened to that 25 to Life. I listened to it earlier today, and it is absolutely perfect. It does sound a little bit different than the CD version. Like that Combat 84 record that I had a few weeks ago. That definitely sounds different too, you know? Rugby, fuck with one. And we're at the swill. Fuck it, well, let's let this play anyway. Approaching the motherfucking swill. Some people call it the swill, I call it the best fucking part of the whole goddamn thing. Approaching the motherfucking swill. Swill is dedicated to Mr. Rainer 009. The fucking Ironman of malt liquor. The fucking Lou Gehrig of malt liquor. The Cal Ripken of malt liquor, ladies and gentlemen. The motherfucking Mark Messier of malt liquor. That's how it goes. The Iron Man, Mr. Raider 009. Check out his channel. I wish he would upload a little bit more often. We got what we got. Shout out to Gambino 81, Rochi 420, Machiavelli 420, and Pro Weed 420. That fucking UK guys over there drinking, doing what they're doing. Life goes on, man. It's too short for bullshit. Delicious. Let's do it right. No fucking standing. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Malt Liquor Entertainment, Vinyl Hall and Malt Liquor. There will be no punk rock and malt liquor tonight. I hope to bring that to you next Saturday night. We'll see what we got. Oaktown Hellbilly, rate, comment, subscribe, whatever the fuck you gotta do. I'm the fuck out of here. Remember, prohibition is for suckers. Prohibition, censorship, and political correctness is for suckers. Don't live like an asshole. Malt liquor!